Welcome back to episode 25 of FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode, and hopefully you've all had a good holiday so far. I'm obviously making less episodes just over the holiday period because I've got lots of family stuff to actually do as well, just like all of you guys and girls watching this anyway. But obviously we're back to normal in the new year, as you'd expect. However, I did thought I'd record one episode or two just to keep everything running. And let's get started with that, I think. Some quick updates. I have purchased a new audio device. Hopefully that should get rid of the corruption, the interference, I should say, but it may well be a power issue. I've been having a look around the cables, so we'll see. Let me know if anything like that happens again. More than happy to hear your comments, and definitely want to know about any such interference issues. Yeah, just a couple of quick things from the commenters then, really. Well done to Philip Coleman and to Binary Algorithm, which mentioning about Enderium, and you can make it in the smeltery, which I did discover myself, but since you all commented before I actually managed to record this, well done, I'll give you full credit. Yes, you can make Enderium in these things and output them. I've used that to make Enderium gears off camera before now, so you don't need that Pyrotheum, which is good because Pyrotheum is annoying. I did, between the episodes, finally make one of these machine frame resonant. Yep, that's 50 million RF right there. And it takes ages when you've only got 6 lasers. So yeah, I'm going to have to be making more of those in the future. This episode, however, was continuing to head towards automatic mining. And to do that, we have to explain these machines. I've just crafted them off camera. We've got a fluid solid canning machine set to this mode. This is not the mode it comes with when you first get it. If I just change this for a second, that will be the mode you get when you first get it. Click on it a couple of times to get to enrich mode. Put in some lapis lazuli dust, which I've handily made here. And it will convert from water into IC2 coolant. Think of it like heavy water. You do need this fluid ejector upgrade though. It's a very simple recipe. Nothing too worrying. Yeah, there we go. So just a motor and 4 tin plates. And all that does is it looks for a side to output to. This is obviously inputting the water output into the starting tank of another fluid solid canning machine. And then here we can say fill cell from tank, and then we can insert empty cells and they'll convert into actual full cells. How do we make those? Well, the coolant cells are here, 10K coolant cells to empty cells. And empty cells you need get from 1 tin plate in a metal format in extrusion mode. Don't mix them up with the universal, what are they called? Like universal fluid cell or something like that. They look almost identical icons, and I did that myself without actually checking it. You will end up with not this coolant cell, but like just a regular fluid cell filled with coolant, which is not the same thing as a coolant cell. I know it sounds weird, but you can basically then take these, surround them with the tin plates, and you will get 10K coolant cells. That's important because 10K coolant cells are used in a number of things. Primarily, however, they are used in overclocker upgrades. Now, I haven't mentioned these a couple of times, and normally they are straightforward to actually make. I remember in an old version of IC2, this was probably Minecraft 1.5, these 10K coolant cells you used to be able to make with water, if I remember rightly, or something along those lines. I don't remember ever making lapis lazuli dust anyway. Maybe my memory's going. It was a few versions ago. But yeah, we will be using them for overclocker upgrades. And you may ask why is that important? Well, the advanced miner has a few things that we need to make in it. Here we go. So advanced machine casing, we've made those before. It's a bit of an annoyance, but they're straightforward. MFE, we've made those before. Bye-bye, my diamonds. Advanced alloy we've seen before. Just the teleporter and the mining well we haven't. The mining well, I'm going to come back to that next. The teleporter is fine. Advanced circuits, frequency transmitter, yes, that's fine. The mining well. The mining well needs computers. All the rest is fine, we've seen before. The mining drill is just a power unit, which is regular kind of IC2 stuff. The computer, however, needs a logic processor, which needs the printed logic circuit, which is fine, but we need to actually make an inscriber to do that. Inscriber needs overclock upgrades, and a resonant machine frame, and a pure Certus quartz crystal. Aren't you glad we threw all of those crystal seeds over there? Because I am. And I had 2 stacks of them, which I am very, very happy about. So yes, I will be making that. The Inscriber, I think it just will take regular RF power. I'm going to be utterly, what's the polite way of saying this? Out of luck if this thing needs AE2 power, because that's far, far beyond what we're actually going to do. So we have to, well, the way you do that is with an energy acceptor from RF. And that is probably, yeah, back away slowly, turn around and run away. So we need to make a couple of sticky pistons, which are fine. I've not put that into auto crafting, but I have put the normal pistons in there. So let's just get 4. Oh, I've got some iron already, so let's get some pistons. A couple of will be fine. So good job, we've got already in there, and one of the slime. Yeah, we've got a couple of those as well. Let's just clear this recipe out. And I've got some coolant cells already, so I'm going to need to... I made lots of tin plates in advance of this. I just knew how bad this would be. You tend to use these in threes, and the good thing is because they don't stack, so any more than 3 and you are going to be having a bad day. So sticky piston times 1, times 2, and was it something along this kind of route? What was the overclocker upgrades? Oh, right, okay, that's a different recipe I was doing. Let's do this one first. So 2 overclocker upgrades should be fine. So I just need some copper cable and a circuit. Fine. Copper cable, hopefully. Yeah, I've got enough of. Let's get that going. And a circuit, again, I probably should have some in stock. I'm going to try and keep some of these active items in stock rather than try to do them on camera, because the logistics pipe system when crafting, a lot of these now, for example, I've put advanced machine casing in here, but this requires such a long crafting chain that it has to go through the assembly tables, it has to go through pipes, it has to go through the manufacturing of advanced alloy, which is 3 different types of plates. Yeah, so that's not something you want to have to try and do. So yay, overclocker upgrades. More importantly, I will take one of those and we can use the overclocker upgrades. The main purpose, in fact, is actually to overclock machines, or to speed them up. And my frame rate is taking a hit. It's something to do with all this infrastructure, I think. Not much I can do about it, I'm afraid. Sorry if it's a little bit lower than normal. It's varying between 25 and 60. So well, hopefully it's still okay for you guys. Where was I? My mind's gone blank. Overclocker upgrades. Yeah, so you want to apply them to the machines that you use most often. So this machine does tin plates, it does iron plates, and it does copper plates. All of which is needed for that advanced alloy, so let's put them in there. As it says, it decreases the process time to 70% normal, but increases the power to 160% of normal. If we look at the... is that the metal former? Let's have a look. Yeah, so power varies between the 2, EU32 EU per tick maximum. I need to check whether that's maximum before overclocker upgrades or after. So that's something I need to keep in mind. And let's just quickly check on our nuclear reactor. I shouldn't need to change clothes as long as I don't actually take anything out of here. And these are all depleted now. So let's actually swap clothes. Take these out. And put them in here for now. And just put a new set in. Yay, it's all back up to normal. And I did upgrade this to a resonant energy cell. That wasn't very difficult once you have the previous redstone one, so I'm just leaving it as 1 for the moment. I'm not making more of those just yet. Oh, let's just swap this back. There we go. Yeah, I quite like that nuke. Like it's passive power gen really now, as long as I keep supplying it with the uranium. So, where was I? Yeah, so we've got the overclocker upgrade, and we now want the advanced miner, don't we? Which means we need the inscriber. And that's the recipe I was looking at. 2 pistons, resonant energy frame, blah, 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 blah. Let's just grab you, and you. And whatever you do, yeah, let's just craft it first before I go into that. Let's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an overclocker upgrade. Finally, an inscriber. Okay, so let's see if this will accept power. And do I have a conduit anywhere that I can use for this? Yeah, let's just get rid of this carpenter. In fact, I don't think I need this carpenter. There we go. Let's just see if you will accept. Yes, you will. Good. So this will accept it just fine. So now we need the, I think it was the logic processor. Was it? It's a big computer. Yeah, logic processor, which needs a logic press. Now, I haven't discussed them at all, but or very little, probably once in passing. I think it's called compass. Yeah, meteorite compass. You just make it with 1 charge, Certus quartz and 4 iron. It'll point the direction towards the nearest meteor. And those are the things I did show you in passing. They're big, spherical black things that hit the landscape. Thankfully, I have already got a few of them just in advance of doing this, and we're going to have to get some gold, aren't we? So let's just get, I don't know, 4. And to start off with, because that was so expensive with a resonant machine frame, I'm not going to be setting up multiple inscribers, as you might imagine. 1 resonant per inscriber is a lot to actually deal with. And this should come through shortly. There we go, 1. That's the printed logic circuit. I need the next bit up. So we need, whoops, that wasn't the recipe I wanted. It's a computer now. Yeah, so it's a printed silicon, which is the silicon press. Hopefully I have one of those. And then the 2 of those will then make the final thing. So let's just see if we've got the silicon press. I really hope I do. I think I do actually have it, but because I only have 1. Calculation, engineering, logic. Oh, really? Oh, well, I guess I'm making that compass charged. And this means I am going to have to do this bit off camera. There's no way. Well, in fact, I could probably show you the closest one, but that would be... yeah, let's show you to the closest one. But I've probably already claimed that. Where's my charge? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So... it's now pointing behind me, and you actually see at the top left, my jetpack fuel is 100%. I have upgraded this to the hardened version, which is just some more upgrades using Invar, I believe. So we can follow this compass. So you can see it rotating on the screen below me, and I'm just going to head this way. Do bear in mind though, it only points towards a specific chunk. And when you actually get to the chunk, it's going to start spinning. Ah, there we go. So there is one below us, right here, and I definitely haven't been to this one before. But bear in mind, it's covered. It doesn't always spawn on the ground. It can sometimes be underground. So let's see if I've got the shovel with me. Let's see if we can get to it, or at least let's see if it actually. We can of course miss this because this is only 3x3. I'm going down, and chunks are actually bigger than that. But let's give this a go. Hopefully I shouldn't fall down into lava. You know, it's one of those things. Of course, I don't know how deep. I don't know how deep this is, so we will have to see. Hopefully. And if I miss this, I'm gonna have to dig another hole. Never mind. level are we at? 28? I think I missed it, you know. Yeah, looks like I have. But it should be in this chunk somewhere, so yeah, let's look at the chunk boundaries in a second. How far off am I? F9 is it? Oh, that was F8. Why do I remember? There we are. So this is the chunk we're in. If I step outside that, so let's just hit this again. Where's my... Ah! No! No! 1 second. My rendering's just turned off. 1 second. And in case you're wondering, that wasn't me derping. I have a customized keyboard that switches between number keys and F keys, and it doesn't give me any indication which mode it's currently in. I dug another hole near to the first one. There's the chunk boundaries, which when I actually press F9 properly rather than just 9, I can see. So there's our first one. Here's our second. You do require a couple of holes sometimes, but once you get down here, you get to these. This is the Sky Stone, and let's just put this up for a second. And you dig into the center of it, and you hope, at least I hope, I'm going to get a silicon brass. We're going to see that shortly. Still Sky Stone. Just head towards the middle, and we'll see what we get to. Hopefully you guys actually get this relatively quickly, because I'm going to have to keep exploring until I get... where are we now? Ah, there's the chest. Calculation press. Fine. I'm going to be digging for a while, but obviously I'm not going to do that on camera, so I'll see you in a bit. And of course, the very next one I came across actually happened to have one of pretty much all of them, so I was pretty happy with that. So we can just now craft these, which should not take very long. And then we should be able to combine, whoops, that's the recipe section. Combine this with this, and is that it? What do I require? Redstone. Computer. Computer, there we are. Yeah, it requires redstone. Thought so. It's been a while since I created computers, but I remember setting up a fairly laborious automation system last in the Dawith 20 season. I probably will have to do that again, but that took about 6, I think, inscribers. And yeah, I don't want to make 6 resonant energy frames just yet. I'm going to need quite a bit more power before I actually get around to doing that. So yeah, we'll come back to that one. And here we go again, and another logic processor. So that's the main part of a computer. We just need a couple of iron chipsets now. And let's see if they've already been made. Chipsets, no, of course not. But since I'm not making them resonant ones, they shouldn't take too long to actually do. And then the rest is just iron, which I'm going to need to order more of. 7, so I need 4. I need 11 more iron, of which I've got quite a bit. The one thing I've been running short of, if anything, is copper. I did go mining, but even the copper, yeah, now it's at 130, but previous to that. One thing I should bring up that in the comments, basically, last episode I was talking about having 2 different types of copper, and that was my mistake, because I actually stored 2 different types of copper in here. It wasn't or dictionary them, it wasn't combining them. However, the whole storage drawer system can do that, so I just made sure everything was outputting just the thermal expansion type of copper. Only that was stored in here, and now everything works fine. So thank you to many different commenters for suggesting different ways of war dictionary and things, including the Unifier, which is one of the MFR machines. The Forge, or what is it called? Let's look at the comments. The Forged Lexicon, which again, that's the guy whose name I butcher every time, Tuxurial. Brian Buck says the unifier, and there's a couple of other things as well, like Jabba barrels will do it, some poses says, and yeah, there's lots of other things like that. But and Long Live Emerus says the compacting drawers work with Ore Dictionary, but of course so do the normal ones, so I don't need to make compacting drawers for those. However, I did make the components for compacting drawer, just to show you this. This is triple compressed cobblestone, but now because I have a cobble gen, and I'll show you that if you need to see it. The only actual hard part of this is actually the metals chest. The metals chest, if we look at that, is mainly that it requires about a stack and a half of iron per metals chest going through steel. So each of these is 4 steel, along with 4 iron. So, you know, and then we've got the handle in the middle, and that's most of a stack, so just bear that in mind. It will take a while. However, the compacting drawer we can then use to store, well, things that can be compacted, I suppose, you're going to say, which would be perfectly true. Okay, so how do I explain this one in the best way? So, a good example would be the Auberry bushes. There we are. In previous seasons, and I'm going to do it in this season as well, I will set this up sometime, you can grow these to give you a passive revenue of tin, copper, iron, gold, whatever kind of Auberry bushes you've got. You have to do them in dark, or you used to have to do them in darkness, but I'm not sure if that still exists anymore. Let me know in the comments if you think differently. But they produce these Auberries. And in previous seasons I've used packages, and that takes, whatever thing to be, the recipe for these is 9 Auberry rushes, Auberries I should say, in a crafting grid will make you 1 nugget, I think. Let's just, let me just get them. Let's see what the recipe's like. And once they come out of here, is it 9 or is it 4? It's one of the 2. Ah, okay, so it's not a nugget, it's full iron ingot. So if I try and store these using packages, they'll make iron ingots, which is passive iron revenue. However, so will the compacting drawers. So I could, not necessarily that I should, but I could put these in here, and then, oh no, I've got a cobble gen running. I didn't lock this in time. Right, so let me just lock this for let me just take this out. Yes, put you down for a minute. Yeah, yes sir, you're empty. So let's say we want iron Auberries in there. You'll see then it goes straight up into iron ingots, and then into iron blocks, which is something we can do. That also means we can take all iron ingots out of here and put, well, we should be able to put them in there. Yeah, there we go. So you'll see it then stores them in whatever form we want. So if I can lock that, and we then move it, where's my, I shouldn't need the dolly, but we'll just use the dolly anyway. Then that should let us store all the iron in the system in that. So let's just unlock you for a second and take that last one out and unlock you again. So now all the iron should actually be stored in here, and once I set up the farms for those, everything should automatically get converted without me having to build any separate infrastructure. So that's really kind of cool. Something you should probably do in your own world. But because the compacting drawers are expensive in terms of iron, you may want to delay that a little bit until you've got more income coming in. Are those chipsets done? Really, they're not done. Is there something wrong with my assemblers? Assembly tables? I have been having problems with these just because of various issues with the whole system getting jammed. No, you see... Let's have a look. Where's my crescent hammer? Yeah, input 1 iron and get that back out. This is already specified as iron chipset, and we're not getting it back out. Is the chipsets in the system, they're just not being provided? Yeah. What I don't understand, there are some bugs in logistics crafting. Oh, running to the stairs. There's inside logistics crafting that I just don't understand. I really do not. The fact that I can order them from here, even make them, but not provide them. I have no idea why. Again, if any of you are more experienced with logistics crafting systems in general, please do let me know. I haven't a clue. But that did get us 2 computers, which is just what we want. So, where were we? Advanced miner. And the teleporter we'll come back to, that's all advanced stuff. Thankfully it's all auto-crafted. The mining well, we're going to need 2 of these mining drills, which needs power units, which needs these batteries. So I think I'm going to do that off camera. Is there anything else in here that I'm going to need? Probably not. No, I think I'm now going to go away, because you've seen all the rest of this, and I don't want to, you know, add existing crafting stuff onto the videos. I'd rather you see new stuff as I actually get through it. So let's get ourselves through that. Okay, so yes, I think I'm pretty much done now. This is the final bit, the OV scanner, which has now been created. I think I'm going to have to charge this up, which I switched the MFEs with the bat box. Yeah, I may have to charge this up in the MFE. I moved it down here and upgraded this to gold cable, just that when we did overclock upgrades, if any of these require more than 128, we're able to do so. So just keep that one in mind. And that's going to take well, that's not too bad actually. It's about a quarter of this, isn't it? So yeah, we'll have to wait for that to charge up. While that's actually happening, let's go and craft the rest of it. How do these... I'm sure my base is lit up. Right, so we want the mining well times 2. So where's the little mining drill? I think I put it in here. Did. So 1 mining well, 2 mining wells. And those were dense iron plates, by the way, in that recipe, not regular iron plates. And we can put those in here. MFE and advanced machine case you've already seen. Here is the teleporter recipe. This is just an electronic circuit with a piece of copper cable, I think. And we got the teleporter, which we put in here, and we get an advanced miner. 512 EVU per tick maximum. So, as that's 512 EVU per tick, we're probably going to want a bit of gold cable to connect it up. So gold, I don't have any. So let's just grab some of you. I used the last one for this recipe. We should be able to extrude this stuff. Let's get a bit more gold. Are they coming down through the top? I wonder. They shouldn't be, but yeah, zombies. Who knows? We got the gold yet? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so let's go and extrude that out. So we're going to need a power source. So I'm going to rob the MFE from this, either from here or probably from the reactor room actually. And we're going to need some cable, which this is on extruding mode, so that should make the cable. We're going to need the advanced miner itself, and please, 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 please don't hit this with a pickaxe. The pain and the anger you will go through if you hit that with a pickaxe, I just don't want to know. Don't send me a mail. Right, so that should be enough. We shouldn't need any more than that, and this just takes 2. Yeah, I've got 8 pieces of cable. I'm going to need a dolly and yeah, have you finished charging yet? You have. Cool. So let's go and get the dolly and maybe a chest. In fact, let's put all this stuff in here. Is this all on here right now? Everything I need. I'm going to need the MFE, aren't I? Oops. Oh. The dolly gone. Is it in my inventory? Ah, yeah, there it is. Yep, so just for a minute or two, I will just grab this one. lead me to reset things up, but I can see the reactor's off, so I'm not too concerned with that one at the moment. Let's just put this in here so everything will run faster. And let's grab you, and some of these. Now, I haven't used the advanced miner before. I normally skip straight to an ender quarry in Minecraft because, frankly, it's just easier. But the ender quarry is even harder to actually make. So what I'm just going to do is head out here a little bit to these fields, and yeah, maybe here, something like that. Let's see how this thing works. Or indeed... No, has the game crashed? No. Wow. Okay. Maybe I should turn off F7 mode. Alright, so let's just grab the dolly for a second. And let's put our MFE down somewhere, let's say here. And we'll do on the advanced miner. Okay. Alright, so I would definitely want to whitelist mode, and I want to tell it to do the iron, copper, tin, lead, and silver. It's not silk touch at the moment, and then it needs the scanner and some power. And I've forgotten something. I need a chest. Helps if I can hang glide. Let me just grab that chest that was in the middle of the room. Can't be bothered getting an axe, of course. So, chest, you're coming with me. I'm hoping that it will auto output to a chest. I hope it's not like a Buildcraft quarry that just spews it everywhere. So yeah, let's see if we can get this running now. Now this isn't really truly automatic mining because I kind of have to keep moving it if this is the case. I wonder if that will work on the side. We shall see. So let's just hook this up to some power. And are you powered? Doesn't appear to be so. Maybe it only powers from... Oh no, the power is actually going down. Let's put the OV scanner in. Is that enough? It is looking like it's actually scanning here. You know, you can see the XYZ coordinates. And this is running. But I don't see any output yet. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it is powering up. It's just very large buffer. Okay, so I will see if that actually outputs and come back once I see some results. And we've waited for a little while. It is going to take a little bit of time, unfortunately. This isn't something that's instant. But if you have a look on here, I've added these to it. Hopefully they will ore dictionary to the ore types, essentially. I don't want to do that otherwise. You'll see it's only on Y level 58 at the moment, but it's generated 1 copper ore. Now I've removed the MFE and gone back to charge it back at the base, but in the meantime, we've got the advanced miner trundling away, and hopefully I can come back to here and get a lot of ores. If you want to actually shut it down at any time, you can just use a lever, just like normal. Or you can actually use a redstone inverter upgrade. I did actually make an ejector, thinking that it might need the ejector to eject the chest, but it only supports overclockers, transformers, and redstone signal inverters. So if I just look at, I haven't talked about transformer upgrades just yet, so let's just say advanced miner. Yeah, 512 EU per tick maximum. Okay, fair enough. That should be fine as far as what we've got going at the moment, and we don't need a transformer upgrade because it's filled basically. The other one that we could use is the overclocker, so that should make it a lot faster, but they are of course expensive. And I think I'm going to be creating a fair few of those, or as many as I can get to between. Well, they're not expensive; they're troubling to make these. Purely because this whole process uses a lot of lapis. And that reminds me, I should actually put lapis on the actual whitelist here so that it mines that too. So that should be pretty much the end of the episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We're now on to advanced mining, so pretty much automatic mining. You do have to move it, but the advanced miner should have a fairly big radius. I think the normal miner goes from a 5 by 5 radius to 9 radius, depending on how that's configured with a scanner. And the advanced one, I think it goes up to 17 radius, or well, either 11 or 17, something like that. So by 17 radius, I mean a square with basically double that, so like 34 on the sides or whatever that is, whatever, yeah, 34 on the sides, centered around the advanced miner. I've set it up purely in whitelist mode, which makes it act a lot like our Ender Quarry. What I don't want is a big hole in the world. So hopefully that's not going to happen, but you know, we'll kind of see. We'll see how it goes. The advanced miner doesn't actually need mining pipe. That's the big difference between them. The mining pipe on the normal miner is pretty much terrible. That will cut holes in your world and all kinds of stuff to actually get down to what you want. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. But also leave comments. Let me know what you've enjoyed, what you haven't enjoyed, what you'd like to see. You certainly have been very active. Presumably it's Christmas. I've upgraded that to an Ender Core as well. I'll upgrade the other ones later. Oh, we've got an extra one. Ha! Yes. Okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, okay. So, my amazing Ender Pearl farm expands. Not by a great deal, has to be said. But anyway. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll see what you say on the comments, and more than happy to speak to you there. Or on Twitter, you can follow me at Greyduster. Otherwise, subscribe to see more episodes, or follow Twitter. Either one will actually get you sorted on that side of things. And once again, hope you've had a great holidays. See you next time.